InsideThunder.com. Powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Thunder with some bad history here on Monday night. For the first time ever, Oklahoma City loses to the Sacramento Kings inside this building. They had been 14-0 coming into this game. The Thunder got off to a great start. They were leading 31-14 halfway through the first quarter, and then from that time on, it was all Sacramento. The Kings scored 68 points in the first half. That's the most the Thunder opponent has scored in a first half this season. The Thunder right behind with 66 points, but they managed just 38 in the entire second half. Russell Westbrook had a tough shooting night. He was 6 for 23, 17 points, but he also had 15 assists. Anthony Morrow, starting in place of the injured Kevin Durant, had 15 points at halftime, but finished with 20, so he just managed 5 in the second half. Thunder were killed in transition. They were also killed in the paint. DeMarcus Cousins had one of those nights for him. He scored 33 points and pulled down 19 rebounds. When the Thunder played the Kings here on December 6th, Cousins was held to just 13 points and 10 rebounds. So a lot of things went wrong for Oklahoma City on this night. Afterwards, we heard from head coach Billy Donovan and the 2 point guards, Cameron Payne and Russell Westbrook.
I thought we obviously started the game with really good energy, and we shot the ball extremely well. And then very similar, I think, to last time we played them, their ability to score quickly and score in a hurry. They got back into the game, and going into the half, it's a 2 point game, and I really thought that we struggled offensively to really get anything going, making shots, doing those things. And then I thought both in the first half and the second half, we put them to the free throw line. Some of that was on me because probably 6 of the free throws we tried to put them to the line. But outside of those few there coming down to try to get back into the game, I thought we put them to the free throw line way too much. But statistically, it was pretty even all the way through in terms of shooting percentage. Those things, the rebounding and the free throw line, I thought hurt us. And I thought we did a better job taking care of the basketball than we did last time we played them. So give them credit. They really, I thought, made some shots and got themselves to the free throw line.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. Anything that you noticed, just a common thread on those fouls? Any particular situations in which they were making them or generating them? Well,
some of it was, they got some offensive rebounds. Cousins did, a couple other guys, and some putbacks we fouled. And then obviously on some drives, they're a very, very explosive and aggressive team in transition. We fouled some in transition. They got to the bonus early, I thought, quite frequently and quite often. But it was a combination. It wasn't just one thing. We've put teams to the free throw line on rebounding. This was really coupled by a lot of different things. We had some guys, jumping through the air, leaving their feet. We had a lot of different things that attributed to the fouls.
Given how good of a night Morrow and Ibaka had, how much of Durant's absence was a factor in this game?
Well, you're going to have injuries. I got enough confidence in the rest of these guys. I thought Anthony stepped up, Morrow, in that starting role there and gave us a really, really good game and played well. I think that we, certainly from an offensive standpoint, without a great shooting night, we still scored 104 points. Give them credit defensively. But I think both teams had 60-something points, so it wasn't a lack of, necessarily the scoring. It was more probably transition, defense, causes a problem, and then the fouling.
Did you sense some of the frustration coming from the players in the fourth quarter, be it from the fouls or some of the missed shots?
Yeah, I always say this, the officials have a hard job. It's hard. They're trying to balance things. There was probably some times that there, maybe could have been some fouls called for us. There probably been some times could have been fouls called for them. It was difficult. There was a stretch there where, again, you're fighting. Our guys are trying to fight their way back in there, and maybe there was a little bit of emotions there, but. Like I said, the officials have a hard job, as physical as the game is, but that had nothing to do with the outcome, in my opinion.
Could you maybe talk about the fact of Cameron Payne's offense in the fourth quarter, then also the decision to leave him all the way through the end of the game?
Well, they had Collison and Rondo out there. It was a little bit easier playing with two guards. Cameron did some good things, throughout the course of the game. I thought he gave us some offense. Like I said, we were having a hard time, I think, scoring at times. Not that I thought we had bad looks. Serge shot the ball very well tonight, and I actually thought he passed up a lot of shots. I thought he had some open ones he could have taken that, he elected not to, and I appreciate his unselfishness there. But their lineups, what they do, playing Rondo and Collison with 2 point guards, it was a little bit easier for us playing Russell and Cameron coming down the stretch.
Coach, you off the top touched on your great start, up 17 points. Then they go on that 17-0 run. Was there something tactically that they did differently, or that happened that we may have missed?
No, I don't know if there was anything tactically it did. Something very similar happened, midway through the third quarter. I think last time we played them, we got up by a bunch of points and they came storming back. I just think in an NBA game, as long as the game are as many possessions as they are, and when you're dealing with a good offensive team, teams are going to make runs. We're not going to stay on that track, on that pace, scoring, and they're not going to stay on that track, missing. And obviously, closing out that first and then through the second, they obviously were able to really, really cut into that lead.
Dion struggled again tonight, and he's kind of had a rough 2 or 3 weeks. What can you do to kind of help shake him loose?
Yeah, I think Dion is giving us some really good defense. He's focusing on that, and I know that Dion, for him, I know he has a lot of confidence in himself, and I think sometimes, and I'm not making excuses for him, I do think sometimes, when there's a period of time where he maybe doesn't get a shot or is not in rhythm, those things are tough. We've been trying to get him to go to the basket a little bit more and try to get to the free throw line. He's been trying to do some of that. I thought the shots he took tonight were pretty good. You know what I mean? He had a couple late clock situations. They were long twos. I don't necessarily like those early in the clock, but to your point, it's been probably, a week or two where he's had a hard time shooting the basketball there, and we've got to maybe try to, in some way, or at least I do, try to help him find his rhythm there a little bit, because I do think he's doing so many other things to try to help in terms of moving the ball, in terms of trying to play defense. A lot of times taking on a very difficult assignment defensively, but to your point, maybe him being a little bit out of rhythm on offense could be part of that, and I don't know how we can help him or try to help him there, but he's just got to keep staying with it.
Cam, you guys got off to such a great start. They hit you with that 17-0 run late in that first quarter. Did you notice any differences between what you guys were playing early and then what may have changed?
When the second unit came in, we just weren't locked in. We weren't focused. I know coming up next game, we have to be locked in and focused when the second unit comes in.
Obviously, Cousins had a big night for them. Offensive rebounds were a big deal. What did you notice out there in terms of being the differences in this game as it went on?
One of the main things we talked about was getting back on defense. Cousins had a great game. We just have to focus on what we got to do, focus on what we got to do in practice, and just transfer it to the game. Just keep doing what we've been doing.
Where defensively, Cam, do you feel like you'll need to make adjustments? Monty Williams mentioned at half maybe you were switching at times when you didn't need to. Was there just confusion defensively?
Basically just the game plan, like you said, like switching, things like that. It's just the game plan. Main thing that their team was good in transition. So we got to be on a lot of transition plays. That was one of the big keys coming into the game, was getting back in transition.
What was the issue there? Maybe crashing the offensive glass too much? It did seem like they had a lot of leak out dunks.
All I can say, we just got to focus in more. We got to lock in more with the game plan.
Cam, how will this one help you? You've stepped in a few games. You won all of those. To lose a game like this, what will you personally go back and look at?
Definitely my defense. That's the main thing, my defense. Offense is going to take care of itself, making shots, not making shots. I just got to get better on defense and, keep finding people on offense.
You guys cut it to 8. Felt like you were just starting to get some momentum in that fourth quarter. What did that feel like when you're kind of right on the brink but weren't able to get it done?
It's definitely heartbreaking. Once you get that flow going, the crowd gets into it, and we start doing real well, and then just something bad happens and it kills the flow. It's kind of heartbreaking, but it's just adversity. You got to fight through it.
Such a great start. How are they able to flip the script there in the second?
Just play harder than us. We started off well. I just thought we just didn't keep it up throughout the game.
Out-rebounded or defense, where did you think were the biggest differences? Where were they able to beat you guys?
Transition. They got in transition, got some easy points, got themselves going. What was the issue in transition, crashing the offensive glass too much, or why were they able to get so many weak outs? I don't know. We got to look at it and see. But they definitely had a lot of points in transition.
You guys seem to be building that fourth quarter, cut it to 8. What happened down the stretch to not be able to kind of complete the comeback?
To make shots, some key turnovers, and also transitions.
Is there a level of frustration in the fourth quarter, be it from some of the calls y'all weren't getting or some of the shots y'all were missing?
Just frustrated that we're losing the game. The calls and all that stuff will play out on its own. Just got to do a better job of running better offense and getting back in transition.
Russ, Cam, and Billy on a night when the Thunder lose it to the Sacramento Kings. They'll be back here on Wednesday. The Memphis Grizzlies will be in town. The big mystery is whether Kevin Durant will play. The betting is that he probably will not with that sprained right toe, but we'll update you right here on InsideThunder.com.